Hey there. So I put up a post yesterday where I said, I don't want people to ever buy my music again. And that was a serious post, and I wanted to bring some clarity to it. I don't want people to buy my music ever again. The reason why, and it's something I've been thinking about and really kind of putting into play for a while, but so I say that because if you've been checking out my content, I would say in the last at least 6 months to a year, you'll notice that with most expressions, I'll have a message that says, if you feel generous, your reciprocity is sincerely appreciated. And then there's donation info there, tip information for Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Patreon, etc. And so the reason why I put up that message is because what I really want to do for the remainder of my musical life, and even to set an example for others, is I really only want, I'm a content creator who makes a lot of content on a daily basis. I am always doing everything from writing songs to producing videos and, doing a lot of creating for audio as well as written and pictures and these kind of things. And so I would say at least maybe about 3 to 4 years ago, I realized with the formula, I said I'll never depend on music sales again. Number one, because I'm more than a musician, but also because now, I have the ability to be not just a producer or not just a musician, but a content creator and an artist to the highest degree, and that's because of the tools and because of what I've done as far as how to use the tools. So anyway, all I want from now on forever is, and all I'll have presented is just for a tip to be dropped. If something that I do inspires you, motivates you, if it's a song that I make that touches you, if it's a video that I do that touches you, if it's a written piece, for those that don't know, I have an account on Medium because I'm a bit of a writer as well. So I have an account on medium.com /aaronhilltv, and you can see, I think now the total is 8 books that I'm writing simultaneously all together. Different subjects, different areas. But anyway, that's one of the things that I do, as well as those that follow me regularly. Quotes, original quotes are just like a part of my skill, is a part of my gift, is a part of something that comes just as naturally to me as music does at this point. So what I'm looking at myself as now is a content creator. I'm an artist in every sense of the word. And so what I'm doing, and what I'll continue to do, is just make different expressions in the form of, some will be audio, some are video and audio, some are written, and some have to do with pictures. And I'll have the information there. Now, I thought about this before getting to this point as a musician, because I was looking at how the industry was changing, and with the advent of Spotify and Apple Music and some of these other beautiful streaming services, it's not as possible to try to maintain an actual full career off of song sales, and CD sales and album sales. And now with the fact that the CD has gone away, all but gone, I know there's a few of you out there still spinning on the baby 1s and 2s, and I think it's great. But at the same time, we're moving to a place now where pretty much even grandma, even grandmother is getting used to pulling up music on her phone, or she's watching YouTube. My mother's a YouTube, in fact, her television, I mean, it is a television, but she watches YouTube on it at least 80% of the time, so anyway, just saying all that to say that, I'm looking at the times that we're in, and I realized several years ago the adjusting to those times. And so what I realized was, instead of the songs, and this is for all artists and musicians, instead of your songs being the end all be all, instead of that being the end, I realized that we needed to change it around and start making it the means. What I mean by that is, when you look at branding and marketing and influence, the more you're able to give, like the deeper you're able to give, the more it will serve you when you need to be supported in places that are, higher up on the scale. And so, I think about someone like my favorite entrepreneur right now, Gary Vee. Gary Vee is a person he's a content creator. He makes a lot of material, giving away a lot of information, helping a lot of people on an everyday basis. And with that, just from that, and not asking for anything from us monetarily, most of us, as far as in his audience, would nominate for him for president if he ran for president. And I mean that like really seriously, because of the fact of how much he's given. So, and he teaches and talks about how, the way to really, really do things in an amazing way for yourself and for people and for the world is to not monetize. Whoever holds their breath the longest wins. Whoever does not monetize their audience. So at this point, it's kind of a confirmation for me on two fronts. Like I said, I realized it several years ago when I was like, yeah, as artists and musicians, we're not going to be able to make livings off of selling, albums and selling music that way, because, yeah, these beautiful streaming services. I mean, I haven't bought a CD. I haven't bought an album in a while, and I only actually pay for individual projects now when it's somebody who, like, I really, really want to support. They're like top of my list as far as, my idols or just, people that really, really speak to me. And everything else, I'm paying a monthly membership for. And it's the best because we have music on demand, and that's how music should be experienced. So the way, and this is for artists and musicians as well, the way you want to shift to that is, if not looking at that as the source of income, looking at as the means to the source of income. And so in my case, my deal is, as much as possible, stream my music. As much as possible, stream all of the content, that you enjoy from me, the videos, the audios, the pictures, the music, the serenades, like everything. And if it moves you in some way, just think about dropping a tip. If I release an album, download it on Spotify, because this is the one thing, the other thing about me too, and why I'm, even talking about this. So between the years of 2014 and 2015, I was releasing an album a week. Right now, if you go on YouTube and type in Fruition Music, Fruition Music, or you can type in Fruition Music INC as well. I think even greater results come up that way. But if you type that in on iTunes or Amazon, you'll see hundreds of albums come up. And so between 2014 and 2015, I was releasing an album a week. And it wasn't so much about trying to make a lot of money off of one project, coming out with one project a year. It was really just about making as much as possible and giving to the people and just keeping it on that type of assembly line. And that's something that I prefer, and something that I try to advise other artists and musicians as well, because again, the more you give, the more you receive. And so the whole deal is that, it's important to take advantage of every opportunity, and this is for artists and musicians, every opportunity that you have for you to document something, just make it a recording. Like, we're not living in a time anymore where things have to be perfect. Like, perfect now is real. Perfect is authentic. Perfect is candid. Perfect is like, this is how I feel. This is the resources that was available at the time. This is how much money I had at the time. This is all the people I had to work with at the time. This is all the instruments I had. Only had this one. Like, it doesn't matter, Pretty much from what you all will see from me, start to see from me from now on, is that every time I play, like damn near every time I play, whatever I'm sitting down to play, whether you see me on a serenade, whether you see me practicing, it will be a project. Like, it will be something that I released that you'll be able to download on Spotify and iTunes. The point for artists and musicians, the reason why you want to do this is branding goes deeper than anything. I have people now that buy my music, not because they've ever even heard my music before. It's because of the fact that they saw a video that I had on dealing with anxiety and stress. Or it's because a video that I had that was talking about, not allowing people to emotionally manipulate you, Maybe it was a video of me and the children, just kind of having fun and living life. Yeah, it could have been a picture. It's just all of it is content. All of it are offerings. And so that's why you want to put out as much as possible. It doesn't work anymore where you can put out a little bit here, a little bit there. People are hungry for it. And because of social media, people are able to listen to something, and after that, they're ready for more. So I don't want people to ever buy my music. Now, it still will be available if you would like to purchase it. It will still be on iTunes. It'll still be on Amazon. It'll still be on my website, aaronhilltv.com, if you haven't been there. It'll still be in all those places if you don't have Apple Music, if you don't have Spotify, if you don't have, what's the other one? Napster. Is Napster still around? Yeah. But if you don't have a streaming service or YouTube, that kind of thing, you'll be able to purchase it. But most of all, I just want to be in your playlist, because the goal is to just be able to give as much offerings as possible. Like, I want to be your therapy when things are stressful. I want to be, the breath of fresh air that you need when you just need to take a breather, And so that's the goal. So don't ever buy my music again. Download it, add it to your playlist, drop a tip if it touches you. But yeah, that's about it. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think. I'm open to feedback. I know that many people would think like that, you're shortchanging yourself, by not selling your music or by encouraging people not to buy it and to stream it. But nah, and in fact, the same goes with live streaming. And this is just a little tip for those that are having this debate. I've been having this conversation a lot, and I know it's, everybody has their own opinion. So, there's different ways to do this thing, and happiness is determined, it's subjective, it's determined differently by different people. So, but my point is, there's this debate of like, if you live stream too much, then people won't want to come out to shows. And I really tell it, I'll try to tell it real quickly, even though I'm never quick with anything, so anything. But I'll try to tell it quickly. It's like, the thing is, the way to really, really make the most, whether it's financially or influence or impact, the way to make the most is to give the most. That's just really what it is. So, hey Marcus, hey Brianna, hey Vaughn, thanks for hanging out. So with that, many people struggle like, man, if I stream or if these musicians stream, then nobody come to the show. First of all, it's just like I used to talk about with CDs, right? At some point when people were like crying about people dubbing CDs, I was like, wait a minute, nah, it's not so bad. If a person wasn't going to buy your project anyway, because they had no interest in you at all, they had no reason to buy it, they didn't have a connection to it, nobody else who they trusted their judgment had it connected to it, they had no reason to buy it. If that person gets a copy of your CD, if it's burned, if it's bootleg, sure, it might seem like you lose out on a sale, but you didn't lose out on the sale. The person wasn't going to buy that CD anyway. And just because of the fact that it was only available in this particular fashion where they had to purchase it, that still doesn't mean they were. In fact, that was going to be the reason why they didn't buy it, because they had no interest in it and it was a cost on it. So if they happen to get your project, then you actually have the possibility of this person becoming a fan and this person actually supporting you either in your music or in other endeavors. You might just need a vote one day. Like, you might really just need a vote one day in order to get yourself in a position that doesn't even have to do with music. It's something else that you're doing in life, let's say. And you just need the people who care about you to vote. Well, you may have an impact on a person that would have never heard about you. So you're not losing sales. You weren't losing sales if people got your CD and they weren't going to buy it to begin with and got a burn copy. You may have made a fan later. And even if you didn't, it's nothing lost. They weren't going to buy it. They heard it. They weren't touched by it. It didn't touch them. Boom. But you have a better chance if they did hear it. So that was like the biggest reason why I looked at that. Like, yeah, that's actually not so bad. Now, sure, yeah, there are people who would buy it who now aren't buying it. But again, I think I really put the onus on the musician, on the artist, to be the one that is responsible for really making his or her career flourish. Not the consumer. It's just that too many of us are relying on one-trick pony systems. Too many of us are relying on one thing because that's all we had in the previous industry. Production houses, studios, places that are doing live streams now. Like, you got to understand, you're not just going to make it off of just putting up a live stream and just saying we got some great musicians. Nah, you got to build a listening audience. You have to create content in the form of interviews and podcasts and entertaining experiences. That's more than just, hey, we have a show, here's the ticket, buy it, watch them online. That's just not going to work. But we didn't, many people don't have experience with diversifying. That was something I just happened to stumble into between 2007 and 2015, when I was at the height of producing performance tracks. That was what I was able to learn, like just all the multifaceted aspects of how to really take what we have, this ability to create content, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I feel like I'm rambling at this point. Don't buy my music. Just tip me if you like any expression that I do, from a quote to an article that I write to a song that I write. I will always be putting my donation information there. And that will be that. And other than that, I'm getting ready to go into overdrive as far as dumping even more and giving you even more valuable content. Because that's all my desire is. And I really feel like that should be the motive for most people. But it's at least for me. So, hey. All right, everybody. I'm out of here for right now. I will be back later because I have a piece for you all that is going to be live later. And the title of it is Let No One Have This Level of Power Over You. Stay tuned for the next expression. Aaron Hill TV. All right, I'll see you on a few. Peace. I'm about to go walk around this beautiful lake with my mom. In fact, for those that were here not too long ago when we did the serenade here, in fact, we're probably going to be here next Saturday. This is Lake Montebello in Baltimore. We were right over here by that there beautiful tree over there, and we were facing, this car is in the way, but facing a beautiful lake. So I'm getting ready to go walking with my mom. I hope you enjoy your day. Love somebody, and I'll see you soon. Peace.